is English 401, and today we're going to continue to talk about nouns. A noun, as you know, is a person, place, thing, or idea. A sentence that you also know, a sentence is a group of words that makes a complete thought. Each sentence should have a subject, a complete subject, and a complete predicate. So here is a sentence I'm going to write. The small brown dog barked at the mailman. All right, so the complete sentence is the small brown dog. And what did the small brown dog do? That's the subject, barked at the mailman. But the simple subject is dog. And you can find the simple subject a lot of times, not always. If you find the verb right before the verb is the simple subject. Not always, but if you keep looking for who did what, the verb, you find the verb and the subject will be easier to find. Find out who did what. And so in this sentence, barked at the mailman. Well, what barked at the mailman? The dog. And the dog is the simple subject. In an imperative sentence, you know, in an imperative sentence is a command. So if your mom says, close the door, please. To you, if your mom says, close the door, please, she doesn't have to look at you and say, you close the door, please. You know, and she knows that that she's talking to you. So the you is understood. So you don't put a you in front. You close the door. You don't need to do that. It's understood. Close the door, please. If she says, please buy some cookies at the store, she doesn't have to look at you and say, you, please buy some cookies at the store. No, she'll just say, please buy some cookies at the store, and it's understood, the subject is understood that is you. That's easy enough. So in an interrogative sentence, you know this is a question. An interrogative sentence asks a question. And I'll just read this. The subject of any interrogative sentence, I abbreviated sentence, is usually between the parts of the verb phrase. Okay? So here's an example of an interrogative sentence. Will she go with us? And that is a question. How can you spot the subject right away? Well, here's a little trick. In your head, you can make this sentence into a statement, and you can spot the subject right away. Will she go to the store with us? She will go to the store with us. So it's obvious that she is the subject. Also, there are compound subjects. And this is a lot easier than it sounds. And I'll do an example. Dogs and cats play outside together. All right, so a compound subject is when two or more subjects are connected to the same verb. We know that dogs and cats are the subject. What do? They play outside. So the subject dog and the subject, dogs and cats are connected to this verb play. We're going to talk about diagramming sentences right now. Let me get this off of the board. And diagramming sounds like it would be hard, but it's really not. You're diagramming simple subjects and simple verbs. When you diagram a sentence, it helps you understand how words fit together. Here's a sentence. Flowers grow in the spring. And when you diagram a sentence, you underline the subject and the verb, but you underline it and then you put a vertical line and you put the verb here and the subject here. So flowers grow in the springtime. Okay, I underlined the subject and the verb, put a vertical line. Okay, this is the subject and this is the verb. Easy. My cat looks out the window. All right, so I find the subject and I find the verb. The cat looks out the window. Do the vertical line, do the horizontal one, do the vertical. This would be the subject and this is the verb. And that's how easy diagramming sentences can be. We're going to talk about making nouns plural. A lot of times you can make a noun plural by just adding s. For example, papers. Paper, if I want to make it papers, I just add an s. Easy enough. You cannot add s to everything and it be correct if you want it to be plural. Nouns ending in s, x, z, ch, sh, and es, you add es. So if you have glass and you have tax, you don't just add an s, you add an es. Taxes is next, right here, taxes. Glasses and taxes, we added an es to make it plural. Up here we just added an s. But if a noun ends in an s, x, z, ch, or sh, you add an es to the end, just like we did for glasses and taxes. If a word ends in y, let's put puppies. We'll put puppy. If we want to make puppies plural, more than one puppy, we will drop the y and add ies. So if it ends in y, you drop the y and add ies. All right, another way to make something plural is nouns ending in y preceding by a vowel, you add s. So, tray, like a lunch tray. Is there a vowel in front of the y? Yes. So we will put No, we will not drop the I and add IES because there is a vowel in front of the Y. We will just add an S. These are things that you just need to learn. Different forms. The plural form of most nouns ending in F, you add S. To form plural, and some nouns ending in F or EF are changed to F. You change the F to V and add S or ES. Ooh, all right. So reef would change to reefs. Knives this one's more of a tricky one. You change the F to a V and add ES. Some of these you just have to learn. Here's a thief is another example. It changes to thieves. Another example of how to make something plural, say that you have piano or trio or, yeah, that's good. So piano, you add an S. The form of the plural musical words ending in O, you only add an S. Pianos, so not an ES, just an S. Trio, you just add an S. And the last thing we're going to talk about making things plural is to form plural nouns ending in O preceded by a vowel, you add an S. So if we have the word patio, we just add an S to it to make it plural. Patios. So that's a lot to take in to make things plural, to make nouns plural. But in your book, I'm sure whatever book you're using, you can look at it and it will give you the rules that you can follow.